I'm just wondering if you could speak to someone who is the type of friend that you and I are, where we want people to dream again. What kind of ideas do you have for someone who's
Hmm.
trying to help a friend that's currently hopeless learn to dream and support those dreams?
Yeah. Oh man, that's a good question. Look, I think there is a reality with dreaming. I've been very lucky. I grew up with parents that basically forced me to dream. Like if I had told my
Mm,
parents I was going to be an accountant or something, I think they would have told me off. Like my parents were like, "You're chasing your dreams."
yes.
And not everyone has that. And I'm very
Hmm.
aware of that now, that it is an absolute privilege to
Mm,
be born into a home that encourages you to dream, because that's not the norm around the
right.
world at all.
Yes.
People have to do things to survive.
Hmm.
A lot of people probably feel like they just can't dream. They don't have time or the finances or whatever it is to dream.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was meeting with a mate who maybe was trapped, maybe they had a mortgage or they had a job that they hated, but they just couldn't afford to quit. And they were just, you could just tell that their soul was just, fading away.
Yeah.
I, I guess it would start with, what is your dream? Like, what do you want? Like, where do you see your life? Like,
Mm,
imagine you had infinite money. Like, just imagine you never had to work for money ever again. What would
sure.
you do?
Yeah.
How would you fill your time? And most people would go, "Oh, I'd go sit on a beach and just travel the world." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do that for a year and then you'll get bored.
You're right. Right.
How do you spend like the next 60 years of your life if you didn't need
Sure.
money?" And I think then you break it down. And then
Hmm.
maybe it's, what was your dream as a kid? Maybe they wanted to be a police officer. And then
Mm,
they kind of just forgot about that and pursued other things. I think tapping into that inner child. What is deep down, what is the thing you genuinely love that you
yes.
would do for free? Like, I don't get paid to do 10,000 dreams, but I do it because I
Mm-hmm.
love it. And
Yes.
then you just create a plan from there. Start
Yeah.
small, you know? Okay, well, if your dream is to be a cop, but you're in a job right now that you're kind of trapped in, well, look into the process of applying for police training college and just seeing how you can do that. And then maybe you quit and do a part-time job in the meantime to fund your way through police training. I think sacrifice is a thing. And I think a lot of people are probably scared of the reality of pursuing a dream, the sacrifice that will come, the fact that they'll probably need to wake up 2 hours earlier every morning
Mm,
to
mm-hmm.
get a head start on stuff, or they'll have to sacrifice weekends or holidays or a
Right.
lifestyle. And then that's the thing is, as you get older, you kind of get more adjusted to a certain lifestyle, you know? Or your
Yep.
friend group or your friends around you are all living a certain way and you kind of want to fit in. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's scary to feel like you're taking 5 steps back, you know? But uh, that's, but you might need to, you know? And it might
Yeah.
be a sacrifice for the next 5 years, but then you're going to live the rest of your life jumping out of bed in the morning because you were bold enough to pursue your dreams. Because it takes courage to pursue a dream. That's why most
Mm,
people don't live their dreams, because it's scary as heck, you know?
yep.
And
Yes.
I've only done film since I graduated from film school at 19.
Mm,
I'm 30 now, so for the last 11 years I've done nothing but film. And there have
mm.
been so many times where I've been days away from bankruptcy or just losing everything, or
Wow.
but if you just don't quit, just don't quit. The ones that achieve their dreams and actually live that life are the ones that just don't quit, you know?
Yes.
Um, yeah,
I love that. That's so powerful. And I'm picking up on two concepts, two or three concepts
yeah.
that you're remove the obstacles in your mind.
Mm.
What if there were no obstacles? Then what?
Mm.
Then you insert those obstacles back in, and those become the steps and the hurdles
Yeah,
that you need to overcome in the process.
yeah.
And you also did something recently on your Instagram page, which I loved because I think this is the beauty of being a friend who wants to support their friend's dreams. You asked the question, what's your biggest, craziest dream?
Yeah.
And I'll see if I can make connections to make
Yeah.
that happen. People rarely realize the incredible power and generosity of being a connector for others is. I mean, I there are few things as life-giving as making a connection for somebody that ends up creating a breakthrough in
Yeah.
their life.
Oh
And
yeah.
you're clearly really passionate about that too. And along with that, we personally have to confront the reality when we start to have a dream or a goal. We have to ask ourselves this question: what if nobody else is coming to help
Mm,
me? What do I need to do on my
yeah.
own in order to make it happen? And I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's the beauty, because if you realize at the end of the day, nobody might be able to help me with this dream, but you pursue it, guess who you're going to get the attention of? People who see what you're doing and want to
Yeah.
support that and want to contribute and want to connect. It always seems to happen.
Oh
Point
my
or
gosh. Yeah.
exhibit A, your project to film 10,000 Dreams, right?
Oh, dude, you're preaching now. No one cared for like 7 years. Like, honestly, it was the longest amount of time that people were like, okay, I don't get what you're doing, but okay, sure. Like, years and years and years and years of
Hmm.
just no engagement, not doors not opening, me just
Wow.
kind of believing I had this thing in my hands that could create change. But I kind of
Mm.
had to convince everyone around me that this was a thing. But you're so right. You just have to do it. Like, if I had gone to people saying, hey, I've got this idea of filming a dream every day for 10,000 days, could you fund it? They'll be
Yep.
like, just do it. Go and do it and prove to us that this is even
Exactly.
worth investing in. You know, if you want to
Yes.
write a book, most people go, well, I'll try to get a book deal. Then I'll write the book. It's like, well, how are you going to get the book deal unless you've actually written the book? Like, right, you don't need money to write a book. You just need
Yes.
to put aside time and write a book. And you're so right. Like, people want to get behind and support people who are doers, who are doing
Hmm.
it. And it's
Yes.
so easy to just not do, waiting for
Hmm.
someone to hand it to you. And I've fallen for that. You know,
Same.
I've I've given too many people in my life too much power, going, oh
Mm.
well, once they make that connection for me, then I can make this doco or whatever. And then you're waiting 6 months, then you're waiting a year, and you're like, wait, I've never heard back from them. And then you realize they didn't, no one else is waking up every morning going, how am I going to make Fraser's dreams come true today?
Right.
You're the only
Right.
one that's going to wake up every morning going, what is my dream and how am I going to make it happen? Now, you need people, like, you need help. I have been so blessed with connections and people who have vouched for me and who have opened doors for me. But
Hmm.
all those connections and doors only came by every day filming a dream,
Mm.
even when 5 people were watching and posting it. And then the next day, film a dream, post it. Next day, film a dream, post it. And
Yes.
slowly I got, like when I started this, I thought it'd be viral after 2 weeks. And I was like, how the hell's this not viral yet? I've done this for like 2 weeks. This is crazy impressive. And now I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, the quality of the dreams. Like, I had no idea what this was. I'm grateful it didn't go viral. That would have been embarrassing if it had gone viral back then. Um,
Yes.
and me pitching to people to film their dreams, saying, I'm doing this thing, I'm filming 10,000 people saying their dream. And they're like, wow, that's amazing. How many dreams have you filmed? 14. And they're like, ah, okay, man. Sure, bro. Like,
Wow.
there's no way you're gonna,
Yeah.
like, no one thought I would get past a month. Like,
Mm.
genuinely, even
Except
people,
you.
I was the only one, even people in my family and close friends were like,
Wow.
yeah, definitely not gonna do this longer than a month or two. But I found something that for some reason I just deeply believed in. You
Mm.
have to, if you don't believe it, no one else will. It starts that you have to be the biggest advocate. You have to
Mm.
sell this thing. You have to You got to preach, you got to scream your dreams from the rooftops before anyone's going to listen, you know?
Yes. I love it. I love it. Obviously, I'm like cheesing so hard because yes, yes, 1,000 times over.